There's been something that's been going on Twitter that I found out because of the YouTuber I watch, Hirohai or Hey. I keep forgetting, not knowing how to pronounce his name, but yeah, no, I know I'm starting to bring him up now because last time I talked about something that was very dramatic. This one was actually that one was one that pissed me off because those people were fucked up. But this one right here is shows how stupid and toxic Twitter is, but at the same time also makes some good like jokes and for pastimes. Basically, it's so. For most of you guys that don't know, there's a video game out there that's been taking the world by storm, which I believe came out maybe somewhere last year, which is called Genshin Impact. It's a gacha game where basically you're playing as a traveler, doing all these adventures and stuff, and you get to unlock different characters, sometimes by story wise, or even sometimes by actually having to pay stuff to in order to get them. Like any gacha game would do, and it's one of the most money wasting shit ever. And God knows for a fact that if I had that game right now, I'd probably waste all my savings. Oh man. But no, that's not what I want to talk about. So for some reason, a lot of people have been trying to boycott Genshin Impact. Don't know why. A lot of people were kind of weird with that, and it's kind of funny when I think about it because it's like when people end up bringing up like these types of situations to just start causing trouble for no reason. It's always a funny thing for me to hear sometimes because it's like, granted, yes, sometimes these dramas happen because there is actually a good reasoning to it. Both there's two stories behind the stuff. Like, if someone was to get into a drama like you in YouTube, like for instance, me and my friends when we got into the drama with who, we had our reasons. He was being a jerk because he had his own dumb reasons, and then we were also coming at him for our reasons that we showed too. And like with those type of dramas, it's like they're still pointless. Obviously, they're still pointless, but like they make sense though because they actually have their reasonings to why they're coming at each other. But even though like sometimes the reasonings can be stupid, it was a good reasoning to why we did it. And the reasoning why a lot of people who have back and forth dramas in YouTube continue doing that. But that's not the case with Genshin though, because like sometimes Twitter likes to start off drama with a lot of different things, all because they want clout, because they want to pass the time, be assholes to people they don't like, and also trying their best to get popular. Like when people for some reason decide to say, "Oh yeah, there's someone out there that people like that are alleged for possibly sexual offender or whatever, all that stuff." And it's some stuff like that I kind of hate. But one thing I like is when Twitter people try to cause up a drama that's so stupid and so bound to immediately backfire on them that it's like it's enjoyable to watch that just all backfire on them and crumble on them. Like it's always hilarious to see that, man. And basically, it's this is the case with the Genshin one. So people have been boycotting Genshin. I don't remember the full reason why. I think it was involving because like people just felt that Genshin was doing some things that weren't right, maybe that they thought weren't right. And what was weird about it is like this game has been around for nearly almost a year already, and people are coming at it now. Like it's kind of weird how they're coming at it for it, and it's funny how like people who were boycotting it, they fucking failed so miserably that they decided to try and make up another tag to try and do better with it, and they failed so bad. But what's funny about it is like if people hate Genshin, and some of them say that they have the game and they hated it, they could have at least deleted it. Or if they had already had bad thoughts about the game, they could have at least like, just not downloaded it. Like if you're someone who has the game and then you go out and say you hate it, then one, you kind of did waste money. But then again, like a lot of people who start playing games that they think is going to be fun, waste their money on video games that are bad. But like to go out and say that you hated it and then still continue playing it and then continue to give hate to it is one of the funniest things I like to see on it, because it's like you're saying you hate it, but you're still continuing to play it just so you can continue giving off hate. something tells me you're more than likely enjoying the game than you are hating it if you're still playing it. Like, it makes no sense. And then, for those people who end up saying, like, they immediately hate the game because of this and this and that, but then they end up buying the game anyways, it's like, you're more dumb than the people who buy the game and then say they hate it after playing it. Because at least with them, they have a good reasoning to say why they hate the game. Because, you know, maybe there's like some, when they play it, it's like, oh no, the controls kind of suck, and it's like, it just isn't good, or like, the story's not good, or the characters are kind of bland, like all that stuff. But then even with those people who end up giving like stupid ass reasons to why they hate the game, even after playing it, get they still play it, and it makes them more stupid. But like, even with those people, at least they played the game and said why they hate it. But then if you say you hate it because of one stupid ass reason and then decide to get the game afterwards, at least those people who had bought the game and then said they hated it after playing it, whether their reasonings were like, you know, like good reasonings or stupid reasonings, at least they bought the game before they even opened their mouths to say they hated it. And people who say they hate it and then start playing it, they're the more stupid ones, because if they already hate it, they don't need to waste their money on it, but they still do, which makes it even more confusing, because you're saying you're hating it and you want to get rid of it and boycott it, but then if you end up buying the game, it's like you're basically just supporting Genshin Impact by doing that, and it's hilarious to see how that backfires on them. And then there's even like a lot of people out there who end up saying like there's a lot of racial reasonings to why some, you know, characters, or like why everything Genshin Impact is bad, because, you know, they'll always bring in like a bunch of racial stuff into it. And what's kind of funny about it is how when they bring in the racial stuff, when literally there's nothing involving the raciality of they end up saying Genshin Impact is racist for, yet they're the ones pointing it out when there's no notification or signification of any racial stuff in it. So that's not technically Genshin Impact being racist or anything like that. That's themselves being racist. That's how it backfires a lot. Like an example of this, there's a character out there named Cheyenne or Tyen, whatever her name is. She's basically that punk rock recent new character that came out, that punk rocker one. I don't remember how to pronounce her name or what her name was, but I seen how she looks, and she looks awesome as hell. And it's stated in her story that people in her city are scared of her, or consider her to be scary. And a lot of people, a lot of those idiots on Twitter decided to take that into consideration, thinking, oh, it's because, you know, she's racist, or because of her skin color and all that. That's why they're scared of her. And what's funny about that is, like, yes, that could probably be a good reasoning to it if there wasn't anything to back it up. But here's the thing, though. They literally stated that the reason why they're scared of her is because of her outfit, because she is dressed as a punk rocker, and it terrifies people because of their high society. You know, because, like, let's be honest here, people who are in high society, basically like people who are a quote unquote higher level than other people. Like, let's give an example. Like, let's say there's someone of a higher level, like a rich person who dresses up, you know, like all nice, fancy, calm, you know, casual, all that stuff. And then there's me, who's probably like a freaking rocker. I'm not a rocker. I can't sing or for crap. I can kind of rap a little bit, but I can't sing. But like, imagine if it's like that. Like, someone out there who's higher priority is like rich and fancy and all that, and then there's someone like me who dresses up like all trashy or like a punk rocker or whatever. It'll be seen as terrifying to them because of, like, this is something they've never seen before, or they're not used to seeing. While at the same time, when you look at her design, not only does she look like a punk rocker, but some of her designs do kind of consider making her look a little bit like a villain because of the colored schemes and just her design, her clothes design in general. And it makes sense why people would be scared of her because of that. Because, you know, again, punk rocker, and they think that she might be a villain. So it's understandable why they would be scared of her. But for people to immediately assume that it's because of her skin color was one of the funniest things ever, because Genshin Impact even fully explains that the reason why people are scared of her is because she dresses like a punk rocker in this high society of a place. And people end up saying that it's because of her skin color, and that's racist for Genshin Impact to do that. But like I said, Genshin Impact has clarified that it has nothing to do with that. It's just because of the way she dresses, and so that just means that Genshin Impact isn't really being the ones that are racist. It's the people who are stating it are being racist, because there's no indication that it's because of her skin color, and people still go off on it saying that it's like, yeah, it's racist, even though no reasoning to the skin color whatsoever. Like, that has to be the funniest thing. Like, this is why I sometimes hate but also love Twitter, because Twitter is so hilarious because of how many fucking idiots go out to try and cause some sort of big drama or whatever to do something or to take something down, and then it gets backfired on them because of their stupid reasonings. And then even like Hirohei even showed too, like whenever people make these dumb comments about certain things, whether it be like, just taking down Genshin for some reason, or like like a random situation, like there was apparently a situation that was been going on about men, like how like there was someone out there, that one I want to talk about in another video. I might upload that video in a bit, but this one right here is mostly talking about Genshin, and I'm sorry if I keep doing this. I have a weird habit of like gesturing with my hands and stuff, but that's what's still funny. It's like a lot of people just love to waste their times with doing some stuff to try and get rid of like some things that are popular, all because of they hate it, but then they end up doing some stuff that messes it up for them. Like I said, if you were a player who played Genshin Impact and you say you hate it, it's understandable, because you played the game, you have your reasonings, even if they're stupid or good reasonings, you have your reasonings because at least you played the game. But if you say you hate the game all because you've never, even though you never played it, is another thing. Like, for instance, when I first said I hated Fortnite, I only said it because of how the popularity was. But then when I first started playing it, I thought it was good, but then over time I was like, nah, you know what, I don't really like it that much. So it's like that. But if you hate the game and then you buy the game just so you can say you hate it more, is one of the most stupidest things ever. Because one, you're wasting money on something that you say you don't want to waste your money on, and then two, you're basically supporting the game by still playing the game. Like, it makes no sense. I'm kind of going off on a rant now, but like this is just funny just to know how dumb people on Twitter are, and how they like to waste their times, and how like just even their dumbest ideas can just backfire almost immediately. But other than that, yeah, that's kind of about it. I'm gonna end off here. I'm actually gonna upload one more video maybe later talking about the whole men situation that I heard about from Hirohai about Twitter as well, because that one was an actually interesting one. Uh, but other than that, yeah, that's kind of about it. I'll leave it here, and I'll see you guys next time. Adios, paisanos.